Good morning, evening, and afternoon, and welcome to part 9 of 9, episode 2, Soraいろそらうたそらのおと. Last episode we started off in quite a dramatic way, not knowing what was going to happen, where we were going to go. It was still quite dramatic halfway through until things started getting a bit comedic in a sense. We've got to be real thankful to Noah to saving everyone and easing the tensions, I guess you could say. But even though we kind of understand where we are currently, where Commander, Ghost, and Empress are enemies, but we don't know how exactly are they enemies. Yeah, because we don't know, because it doesn't seem to me, it doesn't seem like any of them are the evil eye. The only one that is a bit of an outlier is Ghost. I don't know what her goal is, because she was quite mysterious in the end of the last playthrough. Because to me it seems like she knows knows something more than she's letting on, in a sense, or than she seems like, I guess you could say. What's interesting is when they left the scene, when she said you gotta watch your back or you gotta be careful, Oni-chan. It seemed like Kakeru felt something from that. I'm not sure if it was bloodlust or if it was killing intent. It's just somebody got to be careful of. We also don't know what their powers are exactly, so. But this playthrough as well, which is interesting, is last time we ran into Haruka. Haruka was more like a character who was on the outside, who was a user, but we just kind of knew that she was, in a sense. She as well wasn't quite sure of our position, as she said we were the shining knight in armor, whatever, knight in shining armor. But this time around, we kind of don't really know each other yet. All we know is we're technically enemies with one another. And we know that both of them, the Commander and Empress, go to the school, same school. So how will they react or interact with one another once they come across each other? That's something I really want to know and see. But anyway, right now, currently, we are at the 9 ball. We just had a little discussion with Noah, how things are going to go on forward with the Valhalla Society. So funny with Noah. Kujo seemed like there was something going on. Thought it would be better to leaving me, our Kakeru and Sora alone. And she seems to still be a bit down in mood. So let's see how everything will proceed, shall we? I guess I can pay her back tomorrow. Man, I'm hungry. Since we're already here, how about we eat dinner before going back? What sounds good to you? Move over to the seat across from Sora, pull out a menu and lay it open on the table. Sora gives you a brief glance, then hangs her head again. I was hoping to take command of what happened for a little while, but I guess that's not working. In that case, I might as well broach the subject. So, what happened?
神社行って
Slowly but surely, Sora starts to talk. I don't rush her. Just listen quietly.
着いたらもう先輩と司令官って人が話してて、能力使ってたのに後から来たフードのゴーストって人に見つかっちゃって、胸ぐらこうグッて掴まれて、何してやがるって。それで他にユーザーいるなら電話かけて呼び出せって。
I see. Well, they did say they were looking for allies too. Anyway, it looks like there's some people your power works better on than others. Yeah, I think it's similar to Kujo's. Kujo has a lot of restrictions and things that need to happen before it really works. So I think with hers it's quite similar, not too sure.
お兄ちゃんもみやこ先輩も心配してたのに、調子に乗って迷惑かけてごめんなさい。
We're gonna talk about this more later, but for now, there's only one thing I have to say to you. Thank God you're safe. Sora puts her head in her hands and turns back to me. I push the menu over to her. I bet she's crying right now, but she should still be able to see it out of the corner of her eye. Come on, decide what you want to eat already. I'm gonna call the waiter over if you don't.
おごり
Hell no.
ケチ。
You get a way bigger allowance than I do. So what are you getting? I'm going with the Salisbury steak.
じゃあ私もハンバーグ。
Sounds good. Excuse me. I call the waiter over and place our order. Sora's still feeling glum, but delicious food helps raise the spirits a little. Sora must still be feeling bad, since she starts cleaning up her stuff when we get back to my place. Huh. Not only does she throw away all the trash she left lying around, she even folds her clothes and repacks them. Once she's done, she zips up her bag and gets to her feet.
じゃあ
You forgot to clean the bath.
帰ろうかなって。
To Mom and Dad's?
3泊もしちゃったし。
Awfully late to start being considerate, don't you think? Plus, it's late. You must as well stay over today too.
いいの？
You've got spare underwear left, don't you? We did laundry, so you should.
うん。
If you really want to go back, though, I'll walk you to the station.
止まる。
But in return, you have to clean the bath.
わかった。
Sora happily runs off to the bathroom. Normally, I find her overbearing, but when she's so straightforward and sweet, well, it's cute.
終わった。
Hiya. Like hell you're done cleaning it after 5 seconds. Clean it properly.
わかった。
She runs back to the bathroom. I take it all back. She's hopeless. I've got to be stricter with her from now on, or she'll let my kindness go to her head. How many times have I told you not to run in the house? I get up and walk to the bathroom. I need to make sure she's doing her job properly this time. She's probably crying or not feeling so well. I keep watching till the bath is cleaned to my satisfaction, then return to the living room. Okay, never mind. We eat some snacks I bought on the way back, and do our homework while we wait for the bath to fill. Once it's full, we take our baths, finish our remaining homework, and watch a movie on my laptop. Sora stifles a yawn. Looking at the clock, I realize it's nearly time for bed. The movie's just ended, so I turned off my laptop. Time for bed.
We.
We. Sora goes to the bathroom. Once she's done, I finish up my own business. After brushing my teeth and relieving myself, I return to the living room. Sora's already snug in bed. After the first day, she didn't even ask if she could sleep in my bed. She just took it like it was her right. What a cheeky little brat. Sighing, I spread out the sleeping bag. I'm turning off the lights.
はーい、おやすみ。
Good night. I turn off the lights and crawl into the sleeping bag. It's depressing to think I've gotten used to this cramped thing. Granted, it's better than sleeping on the floor.
ね
What?
え、寝苦しくない？それ。
Bit late to be asking that, don't you think?
ベッドで寝なよ。
That's fine. You're too fussy to be able to sleep in this thing. You can have the bed.
じゃなくて、一緒に寝ればいいじゃん。え、寝た？
I'm still awake.
無視すんなよ。
If you don't want to be ignored, don't make stupid jokes.
本気で言ってんだけど。
That's even worse.
なんで、いいじゃん。昔はよく一緒に寝てたじゃん。
You're the one who... I get it now.
え、何？
Geez, how old are you?
ニーヤンの一個下だけど。
I know that. I was just talking about how you still haven't grown up.
んだよもう。仕方ないじゃん。
Her voice trails off at the end. Man, she's such a handful. I get out of the sleeping bag and sit down beside the bed. Give me your hand.
うん。
She pokes her hand out of the covers and I take it. We can hold hands until you fall asleep.
添い寝は？
Nah, bed's too small.
ちぇ？
But despite her apparent disappointment, Sora wears a satisfied smile. She's always been like this. She talks big, but she's a total fraidy cat. The one time she watched a horror movie by accident, she was so scared of the dark that she started crying when I turned the lights off. She's not going to be able to sleep tonight unless I'm next to her. While she's grown up enough not to cry about it, she's still as timid as always. We watched an action movie tonight, so I know it's not the movie that's got her scared. It's those guys. Were you scared?
ボコボコにされるかと思った。
They didn't hit you, did they?
ニーニが来るまで腕つかまれてたくらい。
Did they say anything to you?
フードの人の口が悪くて怖かった。男の人はなんか話し方がねっとりしてて怖かった。
I see.
ごめんね。
Don't apologize. It's my fault too for not stopping you.
助けに来てくれてありがとう。
She's falling asleep. You don't need to thank me. I'm your brother. I'll always be there for you. Sora squeezes my hand. Sora and I were raised in a warm, nurturing environment. Neither of us have ever been in a fight. Being grabbed by the collar and threatened was probably more than enough to terrify Sora. Besides...
夜道には気をつけろよ、お兄ちゃん。
Yeah, that was the word she said. Ghost words echo in my mind. That was obviously a threat, a declaration of war, even. The fact that she purposely called me Oni-chan means she's likely targeting Sora too.
お兄ちゃん？
Sora's worried voice brings my thoughts back to the present. I must have looked a little scared too. Sleep. You've got to be exhausted after today.
おやすみ。
Good night. Still holding my hand, Sora closes her eyes. It'd be easy to dismiss those guys' goals as the powerless illusions of some wannabe supervillains. But it doesn't change the fact that they bared their fangs at Sora, at all of us. They're serious about building their so-called paradise. They really believe they've been chosen for a purpose, and they won't hesitate to kill. It's even possible that the reason they expressed happiness over the petrification is that one of them is the culprit. Either that guy or the hooded girl, even Kosaka-senpai, might be the murderer. Even if none of them is the user of the evil eye, it's obvious they'd be more than willing to let them into their ranks. They condone murder after all. And that's not something I'm willing to let slide. But most unforgivable of all, they dared to lay a hand on my precious sister.
兄やん、
What's up?
まだ手離しちゃダメだよ。
Don't worry, I'll keep holding it until you fall asleep.
目覚ましかけた？
I did, so go to sleep already.
おやすみ。
Good night. Looks like she's finally relaxed enough to sleep. A minute later, her breathing becomes soft and regular. Sort of teased me about only helping Kuja because I want to impress her. But now I have a far more important reason to protect the city. Hear me, Rigveda. Oh, here he just says Rigveda. If you plan on finding us, if you plan on hurting Sora ever again, I will end you.
あ、明日の朝ごはん。
Go to sleep.
はい。
Oh, opening. As usual, muting the sound. And I am not going to be watching it myself. Just normally don't, so. But yeah, so that is the. I was actually didn't think about it. I was thinking about it a couple of episodes ago. When. How should I say this? A couple of episodes ago, I thought, when is the opening gonna come? Because obviously it's a new game in a sense, so. I guess it's here. I can't remember when the first one opened. Music's starting to interrupt my thoughts now myself. Yeah. I'm actually quite interested to see how this goes now because, as mentioned before, they could easily meet us as we're walking around. I mean, the last playthroughs, we ended up running into Haruka a few times. But obviously that was not as enemies. So I wonder how it's going to go now. Let's see. Not much to really talk about since, I mean, we've just started the episode in a sense, the recording, so. I can't recall. Did Sora's, not Sora, sorry, Kujo's stigma grow last time? I think it did, after she was using it too much. Okay. I will replay that.
兄やん早く遅刻するよ。
Okay. We still got time.
急ぎたくないじゃん。準備できてるならもう行こうよ。
Alright, alright. Urged on by Sora, I sling my bag over my shoulder and head to the front door.
行くよ行くよ。
No, she's in good mood. Hey, not so fast. Sora grabs me by the arm and pulls me outside before I even have time to finish putting my shoes on.
Oh, いい天気。
Well, I just thought this now. Sure, I wonder how we will act with Haruka and the other guys from Ray Vega. But how will Sora react? I didn't think about that as well. Because I did mention at the time that Ghost could actually be Sora's age. And if perhaps she's in another grade of Sora's, they might just run into each other. So I wonder how that's gonna go. What's with you today? Let me go.
いいじゃん。照れんなよ。
God, you're annoying.
おい、今小声でなんつった？おい。
I disentangle myself from Sora and we start walking to school. It looks like she's still not over the event of yesterday, and now I'm the one who has to suffer for it. She hasn't left my side since waking up. She even tried to go to the bathroom with me. Talk about moronic.
お昼買ってくよね。
Yeah,
私の分も買っ。
not a chance.
くそ。
There she really just said more like damn in a sense. We stop at the convenience store and grab some sandwiches and drinks. I'm pretty hungry myself. Even though we left home early, we still ran into the one person I really didn't want to see. Okay, so we already kind of saw her, I think. Yep. But it's the timid one.
おっと。
Sora stops in her tracks. Kosaka-senpai is standing in the middle of the sidewalks as though waiting for someone. Us? I wonder how the timid one will act toward us. For once, she doesn't have her boy toys with her. Wow, weird name. I wonder why we're said in Japanese for that. Let's go.
あ、うん。
There's no point in standing around glaring at each other. I also feel like we'd be giving in if we deterred around her, so I decided to just walk straight past her. As we brush past, Kosaka-senpai looks like she wants to say something to us. But I only spare her a brief glance, so I can't be sure. Chalking it up to my imagination, I resolutely keep going. Wow, I can't say that word today. However, Kosaka-senpai runs to catch up with us. She dashes past us and silently waits a short distance ahead. She's looking straight at us. But I keep pretending I'm imagining things and walk past her again. However, well, it's a timid side, so I mean, I can tell she doesn't want to start it herself. Undeterred, she runs past us once more, and this time she meets my gaze. She even looks like she's gathering her courage to say something. Yeah.
なんすかね。
She probably wants to talk to us.
声かけた方がいいんでしょうか。
If we don't, I get the feeling we're gonna keep up this ridiculous act all the way to school. Sighing, we stop in front of Kosaka-senpai. What do you want? Kosaka-senpai averts her gaze and takes a few steps back. You're the one who wants to talk to us, so what's with the wimpy attitude? Well, I guess I am acting a bit confrontational. Well, I instantly realized it was the timid side, so I would have taken that into account. Right now, she's in her timid personality, not her empress one. I take a deep breath to calm myself, then ask her again. You want to talk to us about something, right? Now that I think about it, I don't think we've actually really spoken much with this side of her. Huh? Did she just latch onto my arm or something? Wait. She steps up to Sora, pushes something into her hands, and runs off. Huh, an apology? What is with that girl?
何なの?
Is that a letter? Oh, a letter.
ぽいけど、ラブレター?
For a moment I thought that too, but that's ridiculous, right?
だよね。なんだろう。何怖い。
Take a look at it.
兄やん、開けて
Why me?
カミソリとか入ってたら怖い
There's no way she'd do something that creepy. Sighing, I take the envelope and cautiously break the seal. There's no razor inside, just a neatly folded piece of paper. I pull it out and fold it and skim through the contents. Yeah, it's for you.
マジでラブレター
You'll know when you read it.
怖い。読んでよ。
Read it yourself. I push the letter into Sora's hands. Reluctantly, she starts reading.
昨日はごめんなさい。私では止められませんでした。謝罪文
Seems like it.
よければ連絡くださいって ID まで書いてある。話したいことあるって。
Interesting. Well, this is the timid side, so we're not too sure how her empress side feels about this. What do you want to do?
どうすんだって、どうすればいいの
We are technically their enemies, so you could ignore it if you wanted to. I mean, they could treat it as a double agent type of thing. Could give us information, but they could get information from us. I don't know. If you want, I can be the one to message her.
でも本気で謝ろうとしてたらそれ失礼じゃない
You're being so surprisingly thoughtful, considering.
昨日高坂先輩だけは心配してくれてたんだよね。話してあげたらとか言ってくれてたし。
Well, her empress side did say she dislikes boryoku violence. Ah, right. You did mention that.
だから、ちょっと私連絡取ってみる。
Alright. I'm not against it, but make sure you're careful. You're careful, okay?
おーい。まあ、メッセージのやり取りだけなら大丈夫っしょ。
True. Sora stuffs the letter in her bag. Maybe she's not as hung up on yesterday's events as I thought. I'm still worried about her, but if she hears me admit that, she'll start teasing me, so I'm just gonna shut my mouth.
学校着いたら送ってみよっかな。リアクションあったら報告します。
Gotcha. I'll tell Kujo about this too.
いいよいいよ。私から伝えておく。
Oh yeah? Alright. I'll leave it to you.
クールに頼むとか言いながらも内心動揺している兄なのであった。
Huh?
残念だったな。このネタを話しかけるきっかけに使おうというみやこ先輩への下心。私見逃さない。
God, you're annoying.
おい、今小声でなんつった。おい。
Forget about it. We gotta move.
はいはい。
We resume our walk to school. But honestly, shocked that Kosaka-senpai wants to talk. Like Sora said, there probably isn't any danger if they're just texting, so I'm not quite worried per se. But I can't help wondering how things will play out. Yeah, same here. For now, I'm leaving this in Sora's hands. Homing and morning classes pass by in a flash, and suddenly it's lunchtime. We'll see what happens next time. Okay. So a few interesting things, I guess you could say. Of course, we obviously already know that there's going to be an unusual relationship between the two. I mean, it was quite obvious. That seems to be getting closer, of course. Then the thing with the letter and with Haruka. I can't really read her in a sense. Because what's the... I don't know. Like I was gonna say something like how, what's the point of her being in that group if she dislikes violence? Like what does she want exactly? What is her goal? Like she obviously didn't have to apologize to Sora as well, so... Not quite sure. But yeah, well, so far, one of them seems to be alright. Commander seems like a joke, honestly, because obviously the way he talks and acts. But he does seem like he wouldn't think twice about acting out, in a sense. Ghost is a mystery. Okay. Yeah, nothing else much really to say. I mean, as mentioned before as well, I've no idea where this is going to go. I can't even estimate. So everything is different compared to the original. Oh, I'll say original, but I mean the first two playthroughs. Because, like, we've got no end goal in a sense. Because the first end goal was to prevent Kujo from getting killed. That is obviously not going to happen this time around because we haven't talked to Kujo at all in regards to her power. And not only that, we also haven't spoken to Sophie at all recently in regards to that first incident with the fire. So that's not going to happen. Second playthrough is also so far not going to happen, obviously, because we're not going to get along with Kujo in an end goal. And of course, this time around as well, we know about the three meetings and the three altogether. So there's no point for us into really going too far into that, and then obviously finding him turning up into stone. So it's also a dead end. So in terms of end goals, we have no idea. Also have no idea if this is actually going to be a one playthrough as well. Because I can understand why they did it in the first game. The first playthrough dead end, because that will allow us to go through a second playthrough for the relationship with Kujo. This one, I don't know how it'll go. Will it go the same way? Reach a dead end or a bad end? And replay it with decisions to get along with Sora? Not too sure. And then I'm thinking of the other games as well, because I know that there's two other ones for now. One with Haruka and one with Nora. Will it just be roughly the same but slightly different again? But I wonder if it gets a bit repetitive for some people. Well, I guess in a sense not really, because you're trying to figure out the story, the whole thing. It reminds me of the what's the Higurashi, not the one with the town, but the one with the seagulls. When the seagulls cry or something like that, the mystery one. I haven't played the town one. I played the one with the 19 about the 80s setting. I think it's the 80s or the 90s setting. I'm not too sure when the setting is, but the one on the island, where it's like a murder mystery. You play multiple times, try and figure out what the whole story is, things like that. It feels like it's something like similar to that. We're trying to understand everything. The only way you can understand all the clues and how everything works together is to play all of the routes, in a sense. I think that's where it's going with this, honestly. Yeah, oh, that'll be it. I mean, not much really else to say until we get more information. Yeah, that'll be it. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this one. Please let me know what you thought, and I'll see you all next time.